Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Welcome to another great show here at WBOK. I'm your host, Ron Richardson, host of Conversations with Ron Richardson. I would like to welcome one of my special guests this morning, Sonia Jean Millen. She's going to be talking about marijuana advocacy, and my guest also, Jonica Dixon, will be joining us as well. Sonia, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Always a pleasure to be here with you. Always to talk about everything.
How you doing?
Thank you.
All right. How have you been?
I've been going through a few little health stumbles, but we all do that. So it's been a little time for self care.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of moving and shaking going on because, our work never ends when we're trying to advocate for ourselves of being differently abled. So,
All right. So, what's going on in the world of HIV?
ooh, right now we're trying to decriminalize our HIV right now because it's based on exposure, and there's a lot of us who are undetectable. We cannot transmit HIV to anyone sexually,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't feel that we should be held accountable for exposure when we're never exposing anyone. Um, and disclosure puts us some people in places where it can be harmful, domestic violence wise, and so it's a fine line that we have to walk. Um, I never once thought about criminalizing the person that I acquired from.
Mm-hmm.
It's a health issue. It's no different than living with diabetes, any other chronic health issue. I take up medicine every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm healthier. I've got other things going on. I did a lot of things in my life, substance use. I smoked crack for 15 years,
Come
smoked
into your mic a little bit
cigarettes.
more.
Huh?
Come into your mic a little bit more.
Oh, I smoked crack for about 15 years, smoked cigarettes, and it's affected my lungs. So now I'm dealing with a little issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but life is good though. Like he put me in places where I need to be. And this is one place I needed to be. You know, having the avenue that you give me to use my voice to help other people living with HIV who are struggling with substance use, who want to utilize harm reduction. Medical marijuana works very well with harm reduction. It gives us a way to take care of ourselves without going to those drugs that aren't as well for us or don't work as well or are bad for us that keep
Mm-hmm.
us in this struggle. Um, I've utilized medical marijuana for years now
Right.
for my harm reduction. So,
Right. And one of the reasons why we're bringing you in today, as it's going to be the topic of the show, we are going to talk about marijuana advocacy and talk about the benefits of consuming cannabis or marijuana. And, you and I have talked uh, many times off the air about the benefits of how it's helped us because, as many of you know, I suffer with cerebral palsy and, I consume cannabis for pain management.
hmm
So, what have been some of your experiences on that?
well, ironically, I didn't end up with my medical marijuana prescription, I guess you want to say, for my chronic pain.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting it for my right after my HIV diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
I have utilized it for my whole entire life for pain management,
Yeah.
though. Um, and of course, now we utilize the medical marijuana side of it. Um, it took me a minute when I was first trying to apply for it, because again, I can walk down the street and nobody really notices that I am differently abled. I carry it well. And then I had to prove and go to doctors, and people don't realize that access to care and getting into doctors and things, that takes money, that takes time. So access to care is a big part of it, and it took a little bit to get it. So I ended up acquiring HIV and going back to New York and being diagnosed in New York, where medical marijuana was more in use at the time. This was back in 2017. And upon my first day of going to the HIV specialist, starting my medication for Genvoya, they set up an appointment 3 weeks later for the medical marijuana doctor. And when I got there, besides giving me the prescription, They actually, I begged them to do a blood draw to see if my medicine was working. And lo and behold, I was already undetectable 3 weeks after I started my HIV medication. I never had any side effects. I didn't get sick like most people do on the medication. And I'm going to tell you, it was all God's green because it helps so much with that. And I can remember back in the mid 80s watching my grandfather suffer with pain, delusions, everything from all the other medication they were giving him. And all he really needed was a little bit of help from Mother Nature, and he probably wouldn't have suffered as bad. So, utilizing medical marijuana in harm reduction in medical scenarios of treatment is a must. And I'm so glad I'm being joined right now by Miss Janika because it's something that people they overlooked for years and years and years, and now it's like up in the forefront. We won't discuss whys, but it's here now, and we can utilize it, and we need to work together to make sure that everyone understands the power of God's green gift that He gave us when it comes to marijuana and how it works with our systems. So nice to have you here and joining us, Miss
Nice to
Janika.
meet you as well.
You too,
Yeah.
baby. Mm, come on in.
I'm in. Good morning, Ronald. I'm doing good. I can't hardly hear you though.
And sometimes we have a few little
Hiccups.
glitches, but anyway, so you're down here. You came in. We're going to be talking about medical marijuana and things.
Yeah, and I just want to say that I come from more so the hemp side. Because of the laws and the legalities surrounding marijuana, we had to figure out a way to get into the business and be able to provide products by utilizing the plant for
Hmm.
the healing properties, but also staying under the legal radar. So the hemp plant, a lot of people don't know, is basically the cousin of the marijuana plant. It produces THC, but it just doesn't produce as much. Okay. I got started through my friend David. He's out there in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to him. He told me, he said, I know you've been trying to get in with CBD because I suffer with fibromyalgia since 2006. But cannabis has been part of my scenario since I was 19 years old in college. Just helped me manage things. But he told me about a company that was starting up, and he said you'll be able to sell these products, and it's amazing what they're doing. It's just that we're extracting from the hemp plant, and a lot of people think that's not real. It's not real, and it's like it is real. It just has more cannabinoids
Hmm.
versus the THC. So you do get the head high, but it's more so for a healing body high. So I got started with them with Canaglobe. Canaglobe is a major distributor of cannabis products all across the world. So I grew with the company to build up my business with them first to let people know that I do have access to these products, and we are making a way for people to get in the industry because the rules of getting in the industry, in the cannabis industry, is very hard. The paperwork, the application process, and the money. So that's how I got started. It was because I wanted to get more into the CBD, and then we transitioned over there. So 2022 is when I got with Canaglobe. Canaglobe helped broaden the horizons, and now I'm independently able to distribute, manufacture, and produce products that are healing people, not just for the high. We're trying to get healthy and heal. I wouldn't say it's a gateway drug, but I understand why it is classified and scheduled the way it is because the plant produces so much THC that it's literally, you can become toxic from too much. And so it should be controlled um, based on your body weight, your body type, just like other medicines because of the dosage. So I do understand that people abuse these things. And when they abuse it or take it and just not with no purpose or no intention, it could become a problem. I've noticed with a lot of my elderly patients, less joint pain. A lot of them suffer from arthritis, um, different bone conditions, and not just the cannabis. Let me get it straight. You do have to take a lifestyle change.
Yes.
Foods that you eat, the amount that you eat, and what causing inflammation in your body. You take those steps, and then you add the cannabis with it. The cannabis helps to heal and repair certain things in our body. So we have, I've seen younger patients between 18, I'm saying 18 because, yeah, mental,
Mm.
their mental processes have changed dramatically. They're able to manage their emotions and their expressions better. With me personally, I have less joint pain. I have less mood swings. I even have a better regulated appetite. And I know I have a lot of people that can, come on here and tell you about the benefits, but people don't realize that we have an endocannabinoid system in our body.
Mhm.
Harvard Medical Journal came out with an article in 2006 explaining this. And we didn't get taught none of this in school.
Of course we
We
didn't.
didn't because
Why would they do
why would
that?
they do that? Because it's showing that our bodies already have cannabinoids in it. And
Mhm.
just like our bodies already have certain vitamins and minerals, and we put that back in our bodies, right? In order to keep going. Well, the endocannabinoid system in our bodies regulates, we have two, what you call them, receptors.
Yep.
Two receptors, CB1 and CB2. CB1 and CB2 actually helps manage your mood,
Hmm.
helps manage your appetite. They're responsible for communicating with the rest of the body every day. You understand? So when you take things and the cannabis in balance, not overindulging in it, like a microdose mushroom, right?
Yep.
You're actually helping these receptors to guide your daily functions every day. So I'm here more so advocating about responsible use
Exactly.
and
Same.
then also social equity.
Mm.
Because
Sister.
because the game is so hard, Ryan. Like it's very hard to get in, and it's very controlled. But as far as the benefits, the health benefits, amazing. Um, and I can't stress enough the fact that you need to stay balanced with it.
Mm.
Like I tell my friends and tell people, we're not trying to get high.
Nope.
This is happy healings, trying to heal. So
That's the misconception that most people have. I mean, even oh,
I had a friend that actually had epilepsy, and she smoked street marijuana to help her because at the time this was before Katrina. At the time we didn't have so many outlets, and she used to catch seizures a lot
mm,
just from flashing lights or
yep.
different things, and it was scary. But the significant improvement when she kind of started Smoking, it was the street marijuana, but her seizures reduced. And if you ever seen a person have a seizure, it's a scary
Horrible.
thing. So I do know her personally. I haven't done any other studies or research or anything like that, but from what I've seen, people with lupus, epilepsy, different cancers, um,
All benefit.
all benefit. Fibromyalgia. I have a lot of customers that come for the brownie mixes and things where they can make their own products just to help reduce some of those symptoms. It's like what I said about the receptors. Communicates with all of the systems in your body, your brain, your heart, your lungs. Everything is being imbalanced through these two receptors. If they're not communicating, you're off. You're off balance. Your hormones, your appetite, your mood, etc. So epilepsy patients, I've noticed in the studies that they had the most benefits. They was being researched the most, I believe, right?
Yeah, especially the children that benefit from it that people were trying to like overlook.
Mm-hmm.
The benefits for our children that are having the seizures, I think I've seen that, witnessed it the most, like with going to like PT therapy for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the patients coming in and overheard them saying how much that the medical actually really did help them.
And we're not talking about smoking.
No,
because
no, it's tincture
inhalation,
oils.
you have tinctures, you have rub-on lotions now,
Mhm.
you have edibles. We're not just talking about smoking. I wouldn't expect a cancer patient that's dealing with lung cancer
Right.
to smoke. The smoke itself is the problem with that. So there's other ways of ingesting cannabis and using it in certain dosage forms.
Mm-hmm.
Taking it serious and responsibly. But yes, it has helped.
So with me, I don't have any of the side effects. Like I don't get sick very often from any of the side effects. Like it doesn't mess with my stomach that way. So that's how it helps. Mentally, it helps a lot. Because there are days. Stigma is real and it's out there. But just the pain of my neck and back, which is kind of ironic because it actually helps more for that part of my life. But on the HIV level, it just gives me a better way of dealing with everyday life and everyday struggles mentally and physically, I guess is the way I want to say it. And she's right. Tincture oils
Mm-hmm.
are work the best when it comes to like someone like myself that's having issues with my lungs.
Yes.
I'm moving over to that. I'm going to tincture oils. I'm going to the massage rubs that have the mixture of THC and CBD in it to make sure that I'm utilizing it. And for a long time, I'm not gonna lie, I was that type was like, oh, you got to smoke it to get the effect. And then I started utilizing other things, microdosing. And then you got to realize though that you got to really look into it. You
Yeah.
can't just walk into it and say, oh, I can microdose, take just a little bit each day. No, you have to give yourself that a break for a moment
Yeah.
and let it carry on. So
You have to become accustomed to what you're taking in. Am I right?
100%, you got to be aware of what's going in your body because again, like she said, I was taking calcium, and my tests were telling me my calcium was low, and they were like, "Well, you taking somebody said to me, "Are you taking magnesium with it?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "You have to have the magnesium with the calcium to have it actually help working better." So if we don't educate ourselves and really look into what is going to work and what you have to combine with each other, you're not going to know the best way to take care of yourself. Which is why I'm so glad I'm meeting Janika today
Mhm.
because I know she can help me even more on this journey. Part
And
of my
and
life.
that's part of what I've been trying to do. Help others understand, get educated, and then be able to put the products to their doorstep. And discreetly, we deliver, we ship out, thanks to Canna Globe. And that's what I'm here. TheHighSocietyNola.com is the website. And I did bring y'all some goodies today to try out.
Ooh,
My kind of guest.
I like that. Boy, you are really loved.
All right, man. So you know what? We got to go to our first break. This is Conversations with Ryan Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Ladies, tell them where they can get in contact with you.
You can follow me on Instagram at the High Society NOLA. I have underscores after each word, or just go to the website, thehighsocietynola.com. That is the website.
Sonia?
And Sonia Milliman across the board. So you can reach me, Google, anything. Yeah.
All right. Coming back with more Conversations with Ryan Richardson after this. Stay tuned.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Are you looking for the next burlesque sensation? Searching for some prime entertainment on a Sunday night? Well, come down to the Always Lounge as Scarlett Letta presents Show Me Your Noobs. You'll see the finest new entertainers performing burlesque, drag, and a variety of acts that will tease, titillate, and delight you. We are here every third Sunday of the month. Come catch the most raved about show in New Orleans that no one has ever heard of until now. Show Me Your Noobs. It's the perfect night out, whether you're a burlesque regular or sharing your first time with us. Show Me Your Noobs will leave you breathless.
Hey, this is Steve Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 AM or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
Hey family, Ron Richardson here, host of Conversations with Ron Richardson. If you're looking for quality catering and barbecue, you need to contact my friends at Kuzan's Catering and Barbecue Team. Mr. Eddie Bunch and Kuzan's have been serving the West Bank since 2013 with their quality selection of barbecue and seafood. If you're looking for quality catering, be sure to contact Kuzan's Catering, located at 618 Westwood Drive in Marrero, or you can go to kuzansonline.com for more information for all the services that they offer, or call 504-233-4227. Catering done the right way just for you. That's Kuzan's, baby.
New Orleans, you want to know what we're talking about? Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WBOK for Conversations with Ron Richardson. The topics will always be hot and the conversation will be all the way live. Meet us there. We'll save you a seat. We can also talk about you and your business as a sponsor of Conversations with Ron Richardson. Contact Ron at 504-874-4584 or email him at richardsonronald024@gmail.com for more details.
Hey WBOK 1230 family, this is Angie from the Sincerely Angie podcast. Make sure you're tuning in every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to Conversations with Ron Richardson, where the conversations are all the way live and informative. Conversations with Ron Richardson every Saturday on WBOK 1230 a.m.
WBOK, online at WBOK1230.com.
It's the place where we can be open and honest about real life issues. You're listening to Conversations with Ron Richardson, live on WBOK and online at WBOK1230.com.
Welcome back. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Remember, guys, if you want to find out more about yours truly, Ron Richardson, you can go to Facebook. Just search for the Ron Rich or Ron Richardson Facebook page. You can also find me on Instagram. Just search for Ronald_Richardson_Jr. on Instagram. We had a little technical difficulty earlier with the sound, but I hope you guys can hear me now, all my listeners in listening land. Hit us up, 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422. And I would like to welcome back my good friends, Miss Sonia Jean Milliman.
Hey, baby.
And Miss Janika Dixon. How are you?
Hey, Ryan.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Well,
Yes,
you
we
perfect now.
All right. We are discussing the benefits of marijuana and marijuana advocacy. It's a very touchy subject for some, but we are trying to shed a positive light here at WBOK and right here on Conversations with Ron Richardson about how it's benefited people. So tell us a little bit more about your, I guess you would call it an online dispensary, for lack of a better word.
Yes, because so many people get confused when I say virtual dispensary.
Yes.
My background is in media design, education technology. So I am a web designer. I do graphics. I do media. That's under John D Design. And I am big on working smarter, not harder.
Baby.
So I've always been into digital entrepreneurship, and building a website is easy for me. So to have products available online, drop shipped, I've been into that. So with this business model with Canaglobe, that's what really, I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to deal with the inventory. I don't have to deal with too much. I've been to the manufacturer. Right. I've been to the farm. I've seen everything is real. It's legit. Went to Dallas and did all of that. And it's basically just like you go to Amazon and you create an account with Amazon and you put your products in a cart and you buy it and we ship it out within 3 to 4 days. And that is all over the nation. When I started, we couldn't ship to all the states. We was only allowed to ship out to 49 states. Now we're at all 50 states, including Puerto Rico, Guam, and all the U.S. territories. And we have 26 countries that we can ship out to globally. Yes. The thing is, some of the products can't ship out to the outside the country, which is mostly the THC products.
Yes.
The CBD products is great, but it is the convenience of having everything come straight to your door and not having to go to the dispensary. Some of the patients still, cannot move around. And we've seen the prices in Uber now. Uber used to be $5. Now it's $40 no matter where you go.
Yeah.
So I think it's a big convenience, and that's what I've been pushing. It's hard with anything. First, it was hard with if my stuff is real. Delta 9, people getting confused about Delta 9, Delta 10, Delta 11, not realizing that it's just a smaller percentage of the THC. But it's real. It is THC. It's more focused on cannabinoids though. And so after that, then I had to push through the barrier of, you got this online? Is this real? Am I gonna get my products?
So how did you overcome that? Dispensary online. How did you overcome that challenge?
I'm still not overcoming this.
Well, I mean, you're at a point where it's recognized.
Yeah, it's out there.
But how? Okay, I should say, how are you overcoming that? How are you working to get a better response to selling products online?
How do you fight the stigma, huh?
Yeah. How do I fight the stigma? I just keep pushing, y'all. I just keep promoting. I just keep talking about the benefits, whether it's on social media, in person, or I'm a good in-person seller. I'm better in person than it is when it comes to social media. So when people talk to me, I can educate them. So I've been using my time, if I do go live or anything like that, to educate, to show them how it works, to show them that it is legitimate. And it's not just me. I'm the first one in New Orleans, I would say South Louisiana, but I have business partners in Shreveport and Monroe that was in the game right the same time as me.
Nice.
So you're gonna see more virtual dispensaries pop up and all over like the country, because we've spread this business so far. And it's really was just so regular people, you know what I'm saying? Regular civilians can get in this business, make money by actually being business owners, but also spreading happy healings and spreading positive products that's clean. That's another thing, clean products, because you got a lot of stuff coming from out the country, China, that is, the soil has not been tested. They're mixing pumpkin seeds with cannabis seeds. We make sure our soil is purified, totally clean. Nothing else is being cross-mixed. Another thing is the pesticides.
Yes.
A lot of people smoking street marijuana, having high blood pressure problems because of all of the chemicals that's being sprayed. Our products have sativa. That's the natural pesticide. Just use the sativa. So we're doing things to keep things clean. I'm actually working with other farms here in Louisiana because part of the laws when it comes to medical marijuana, you have to get it from the state, the farms that's in the state.
Yes.
I'm working to partner with them, get more products made outside of the Canna Globe, and working with Little Boxes Bakery as well. She's a licensed extractor. She's certified to create these products. So it's building up. It's just behind the scenes. So shout out to everybody that's really working with me to shift the stigma. Because I heard somebody the other day call us potheads at a comedy show. And it's like, I don't think you want to, keep telling people they're potheads when people have a real reason.
Serious issues.
Yeah, serious issues.
Language justice
is
a big thing. It really is.
And I was so turned off by that because that's my whole thing. Shifting the stigma. I work. I'm an entrepreneur. I have 3 master degrees. I'm a mother of 3. I'm not a pothead. I don't have time to be a pothead. That's why I'm very strict on where I'm getting it from. What am I using? Because I have to be productive and I have to show up for my children every day. And the symptoms that I carry, that's like Miss Sonia, depression, anxiety, pain so intense that sometimes I could not walk. Sometimes my mom and my dad would have to take my children because I couldn't get up to deal with them because I was on 12 different medications. I wouldn't be sitting here today with you, Ryan, if I was still in the place that I was. But I took proactive research, got into business, presenting a business for all to be able to get into as well. I'm not selfish. And also educate. And that's what I do. And that's what I'm going to keep doing.
To piggyback off of what you said with the pain, it wasn't until a couple of years ago. I've always, been a person who has been off and on with cannabis, but I injured my back in like 2021, somewhere along the lines of that, on top of me dealing with cerebral palsy. So, family member came by and he was like, man, look, I really think that you should, kind of start doing this on the regular because it would help you greatly with your pain and, muscle stiffness and different things like that. And I've noticed a difference in how I move. My pain is less, and it just gives you an overall better quality of life versus the pharmaceuticals where a lot of these medicines, and like I said, I'm not taking shots at doctors or anything like that because doctors
we love you, doctors.
We love you, doctors, but sometimes the pharmaceuticals can completely and totally incapacitate you, like you said, where you cannot function, and you can't go through your everyday life. And cannabis can put you right where you need to be. Let's just say that.
You're right.
Yeah.
The side effects, like when you're sitting there watching these commercials for
Yes.
some of these pharmaceuticals, you're like, why in God's green earth would I take that one for this thing and give me 10 other things?
10 other problems,
And
right.
then I could die.
And then, right.
I'm trying to live.
I'm trying to live.
Right.
Exactly. So, yeah. Oh.
And we was just talking on the break. I had a rheumatologist. I'm going to say no names, but this was when I was first diagnosed. I thought he was a great rheumatologist at first until he kept upping the dosage, kept adding more medicines, kept upping the dosage of those, to the point where I was just a zombie. I was on FMLA for 2 years. I was in corporate, working in corporate America.
Okay.
And it was just like, I looked at myself, I said, I don't want to be this way. I have a lot more life to live. I'm intelligent. I got dreams. I got goals. I don't want to be incapacitated like this. I want to make something of myself. So it took a lot of research. I had to change up my diet. Like I said, anything that produces inflammation in your body is going to cause mucus, and mucus causes dis-ease. We call it disease, but it's dis-ease in your body.
When you break that word down to the root, that's exactly what it is. But continue.
My body is not at ease because there's inflammation running through. There's parasites. A lot of people don't want to detox from these parasites. We deworm animals all the time. Why are we not deworming ourselves? Then, like she mentioned earlier about the binders, there's certain binders that you have to take with the detox in order for it to work correctly. You will see the parasites come out your body, come out your stool, come out your ear, your eye. And then you'll notice all of these other issues that you've been having is going away. Because cannabis, along with proper diet, of course, exercise, and Lord, y'all got to drink some water. My mama was the biggest one. She's been drinking water. My mama will drink water every day, all day, and that's where I get that from. But I took it up a notch. I tell her, Mama, we got to drink spring water. The spring water runs through the natural minerals and rocks that we need to put back in our bodies. So when you do your research, and I'm going to keep educating, you'll have a better quality of life. We can't just depend on test doctors, lab reps. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all doing what y'all do. But at some point, we need healing. We need to really be healed and not constantly, oh, I feel a little better, but I still got the problem. Right. Let's get to the root.
And with that, when they're looking at that stuff, they need to remember to research and use us females, because so much research on so many things is only done on males, and they forget about us. Like, our bodies work totally different. Like, we go through a lot of stuff in our bodies, so it reacts to everything. And I was saying earlier when I did my video, we are not made from cookie cutters. Every single one of us is made differently. That's why the research and knowing our own bodies, not always letting a doctor tell you, you don't know what you're talking, this is what it is. If I would have allowed doctors to tell me every time of what they thought something was, I, again, would not be sitting here.
Right.
Because I knew my body and how it was reacting to certain things. And, every week I get up and I put all my medications into my little medicine thing. And I'm looking at it like, there's got to be something different. So again, timing is everything in life. And right here in the last, few weeks, last month or so, I've been really rethinking life and looking at a better way of self-care. And then lo and behold, I come across Facebook and I see you're going to be on the show. So everything, everything comes around when it's supposed to. And just getting more education than what I thought I had. I mean, I've been, in the marijuana life for, oh God, I'm 54, so like 40 years. And that's the one thing I say, you talk about the pesticides and things like that. That was the one thing about when I started out and trying to utilize and figure out how to do it, is that the person that I was getting it from only used organic materials.
That's important.
But still, you don't know the amounts. You don't have that level if you can't test it. It's kind of like us when we hand out fentanyl testing strips. It may not tell us how much fentanyl is in something, but it tells us it's there. So, like, if we could, that's where it comes in to be doing it the way that Janika is, because you do get those amounts. You know exactly what you're putting in. So when you can say, okay, well, does sativa help me a little bit more? Or do I need something else? If you really do the research, and I'm sure I'm going to get this from Janika later, because what gives you the energy? What allows you to relax? Those are important, because if you're trying to relax,
don't take no sativa.
And don't be taking anything with sativa in it, because you're going to be bouncing around.
And I want to touch on something.
Go ahead.
I visited California about, I want to say 4 years ago. And this was my first time actually, going to a dispensary. And when you walk in the dispensary in California, they have a list of the different strands. And, they ask you, well, what are you looking for? They have a list, and it tells you exactly what that strand is going to, do.
And it should.
Yes.
It should. It should have that information on the packaging.
It definitely should. I tell everybody, indica in the couch.
I like that.
And you know what? And I can remember 4 years ago. That's the same thing that the guy who was, at the dispensary in California told me. He was like, you look at it as indica in the couch.
And most people in New
Orleans,
let's
just say,
I've never heard it like
I didn't mean to
that.
cut you off, but let's just say when I, consume.
You in the couch.
We're in the couch.
And a lot of people in New Orleans, shout out to my city, we've dealt with so much with resilient people.
Yeah.
We're dealing with traumas from
daily.
Katrina, everything. They don't want sativa down here. They need indica.
100%.
We already on 10.
Yeah.
We already on 20. So a lot of people here prefer the indica because of the calming effect.
Correct.
And a lot of people do not have good sleep. So the brownies that Little Boxes Bakery make for me and make for others, and I'm shouting them out because she really works with me. I take them at night. But my Blue Dream herb, I smoke during the day. Blue Dream is an OG sativa.
See,
that's another thing. All of this other stuff, these juicy berries and cinnamon swirls, and I'm like, I just want to smell regular grass.
Right.
I'm used to the old school stuff. And then you got to be careful because some people are spraying terpenes to give it a smell. You don't know what that spray on is going to do to your body.
Exactly.
You don't know the allergies that you may have from that.
That right there.
Some people are allergic to coconut oil. Some people are allergic to a lot of things. So you definitely need to know yourself. I tell everybody, know who you are. Know your body. Know yourself. Can't nobody, the doctors couldn't tell me, oh, well, it's all in your head. Baby, ain't nothing all in my head. When I wake up and feel like I just got ran over by a dump truck.
Right.
And I ain't even do nothing. I've been asleep for 12 hours.
But as soon as we lift that head up.
Right.
That's what people don't understand, that we're all good while we're laying there when we first wake up. As soon as you move to sit up or move your head at all, your neck starts taking on the weight. And this girl's got some brains up there, so I'm sure she takes on a lot of weight.
A lot.
Baby. And, and people don't understand it. So it's from the moment we open our eyes and do any kind of movement, get up to go to the bathroom, come on now, So they don't see that. They don't understand that. And
that was the reason why when I was in corporate, I had to do FMLA because I was being judged. I was being discriminated against. I was being hated on because I come to work late because I couldn't walk for an hour. Now it's a problem. I'm a problem. I'm unreliable. It doesn't matter about the experience I had. It didn't matter how many degrees I had. I was a burden. And it's like, but I need to work too, and I'm trying.
Right.
But this is something in 2006 I was diagnosed. I didn't get to the point where I am now until 2016, 2017, maybe around that time.
Yeah, not everybody.
And then 2020 we got COVID, and by the time COVID came, it was like, I don't want to see no doctor. I don't want to go to the emergency room. I stayed home. I took tinctures. I took hydrochloroquine because the last doctor I saw, she's a doctor from LSU. She was a year-long wait list for her. And when I got in with her, she provided me that hydrochloroquine. And baby, that saved my life. That looked like it reversed everything the past 10 years had did.
Really?
And that kept me through. And all the news was saying it was bad, and people was talking about it's something for the fish tanks. It's just ignorance overall. But that really got my body back on track. And I tell everybody, once you detox, you got to let your body get into homeostasis. So once it's at homeostasis, now you can start over by eating smaller plates of food, not putting all of those big heavy plates and eating all of that stuff at once and wondering why you're sleepy. You're sleepy because you're mixing up too much starch. You don't have a good balance. Now you got that disease coming from that mucus, from that inflammation. It's a lot that I've learned. And I think that last doctor with the hydrochloroquine, because that got me through COVID and all that. I didn't even have none of those problems. Me and my family was good. And I want to say, my condolences to all those that suffered or passed away from that time frame. But we've been dealing with a lot. Everybody has a lot going on right now. I don't think nobody's out here, even if you got millions of dollars, you going through something right now. It's just the weight of the world, the economy, the government, the politics, the education, just everything. The rain, the not the rain. Is it going to flood? Is it not going to flood? We just have so much going on. I'm just asking everybody to give it a shot. TheHighSocietyNola.com. We got multiple products that could definitely help you get through this. That's what I'm here for. And I'm here to educate, and I'm here to work with others like y'all to get this out here, to let people know The government need to make a change.
Thank you.
Schedule
So you know
it.
what?
Reschedule it.
We gotta go to our second break, right? So just
All right.
hang tight.
No
Conversations with Ryan Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Hit us up 504-582-9422, 504-582-9422. We'll be right back after this. Stay tuned, all right? Peace.
New Orleans, are you ready? A fresh voice in the city is here, bringing you the beats, the culture, and the stories that matter. From local music and food to real talk on what's happening in the streets, we've got you covered. Stay tapped in. Follow us on all platforms at WBOK 1230 for the latest updates and exclusive content. Your city, your culture, your news. Don't just hear about it, be about it. Follow us at WBOK 1230 now.
Are you looking for the next burlesque sensation? Searching for some prime entertainment on a Sunday night? Well, come down to the Always Lounge as Scarlett Letta presents Show Me Your Noobs. You'll see the finest new entertainers performing burlesque, drag, and a variety of acts that will tease, titillate, and delight you. We're here every third Sunday of the month. Come catch the most raved about show in New Orleans that no one has ever heard of until now. Show Me Your Noobs. It's the perfect night out, whether you're a burlesque regular or sharing your first time with us. Show Me Your Noobs will leave you breathless.
New Orleans, are you ready? A fresh voice in the city is here, bringing you the beats, the culture, and the stories that matter. From local music and food to real talk on what's happening in the streets, we've got you covered. Stay tapped in. Follow us on all platforms at WBOK 1230 for the latest updates and exclusive content. Your city, your culture, your news. Don't just hear about it, be about it. Follow WBOK 1230 now.
Ryan Richardson here. If you are like me, that means you love the feeling of getting a fresh haircut and shave. If you do, then you should check out my friends Eddie and Dana Bunch at First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon, specializing in hairstyles for men, women, and children. If you want to make a good first impression, you should check out First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon located at 618 Westwood Drive in Marrero or call 504-341-6777. Remember, it's never too late to make that first impression at First Impressions Barber and Beauty Salon.
New Orleans, you want to know what we're talking about? Tune in every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WBOK for Conversations with Ron Richardson. The topics will always be hot and the conversation will be all the way live. Meet us there. We'll save you a seat. We can also talk about you and your business as a sponsor of Conversations with Ron Richardson. Contact Ron at 504-874-4584 or email him at richardsonronald024@gmail.com for more details.
Hey WBOK 1230 family, this is Angie from the Sincerely Angie podcast. Make sure you're tuning in every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to Conversations with Ron Richardson, where the conversations are all the way live and informative. Conversations with Ron Richardson every Saturday on WBOK 1230 a.m.
When you talk, we listen. WBOK.
Thanks for listening to Conversations with Ron Richardson, live on WBOK and listen online at WBOK1230.com. Now, back to Ron.
Welcome back. This is Conversations with Ron Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Welcome back to another segment, and we are here with Miss Janika Dixon. Say that again.
Hey, Ryan.
All right, there we go. And we have also HIV/AIDS ambassador, Miss Sonia Jean Milliman. How are you?
Hey, baby. Always good when I'm in the presence of queens, especially.
All right. Yep. Same with me.
We are talking about marijuana advocacy and the benefits of cannabis and, the medical side of things here on WBOK 1230. Even though, marijuana does have a stigma attached to it, it is helping people in some positive ways. So, Janika, I want you to continue about your organization and all the different things that you've done and plan to do.
All of the things that I've done is set up and educate I've been educating people about medical marijuana as well as hemp, the hemp plant, providing the cannabinoids as well as THC. So education, I've been providing products through my virtual online dispensary, which you can find at thehighsocietynola.com. We have multiple products, including the cyclobins. So the mushrooms are important too. And I know that they're fighting probably harder in Congress for the mushrooms because of the psychoactive properties that it has,
that are in the mushroom.
the brain repair, the mind,
Right.
Things of that nature. And, it's been proven beneficial. That might get passed before we do because of what's going on in legislation dealing with the youth as well, and putting that in as a form of healing for a lot of these children dealing with the behavioral mental health problems that they're dealing with. But that's pretty much it, Ron. This actually this is not even my main my main business. It started off, it's a side, I guess they would say a side thing, but it's very important to me. So it's like I focus a lot on it to get it to where it's at, to get people to know. I'm not just, trying to get people high. I don't want people to look at it as we just trying to get high. We're trying to heal. And there's so many medicinal properties that you can do your own research about, but that's my purpose and that's my point, and that's what I've been doing. So I'm just trying to work with others to get, more products out there, to work with the farmers, to work with the legislatures, doctors, holistic doctors, regular medical doctors, nurses, nutritionists, because it takes a village. It takes a village to raise children, and it takes a village to raise these plants too. and get these plants out here. Okay, so on the other end, like I said, I'm a media, graphics, digital girl. So anything that comes to me, I'm usually gonna put it on the digital side of things as well as the real side, the real world, because it's a merge. The digital world has met the real world, of course, and we need to embrace it. The world has changed. So virtual, online, just like you go to Amazon and shop, you can go to the High Society NOLA and shop, and it's federally legal. So like I said, the difference is most of those products we're pulling from the hemp plant, but my own local venture with Little Boxes Bakery and others is medical marijuana. So when you do go to my website, if you do need a medical marijuana card, you can sign up for that as well. We will help you to get that.
And that's that was going to be my next question.
I can't promise you that it's going to be for free, but you're looking at under $100 to get that. And it's not a card. Let me be careful of saying card. I say card because that's what people, are used to saying.
Actually, don't they?
Yeah, but Louisiana, we don't have a card. We have a registry. So you'll get a recommendation from a doctor that will get you, on that registry.
So question. So like my doctor, actually, mine was sent to Capital Wellness, I think is the name of it. I don't know. But does it work for any dispensary, or is it just the one that they send it to? You have to I have to say, hey, I want you to change it over to the High Society if I can.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
So that's something to actually find out, I guess.
Yeah, that's something we got to put on our plate.
Because I definitely want to collab with you.
Because I didn't know they actually tell you what dispensary, because from my knowledge, you could go to any dispensary. And I did come up with a chart. I'm coming up with an app to do just what Ron said, helping people figure out what is their best products, but also where they can go and where they can get. Because I was under an impression as long as you had a card, you were able to go at any dispensary in Louisiana.
Maybe it is that way, and it's just on the website. Maybe is that maybe it's a website or something, and it just goes in there.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
It's online, so as long as you have your paperwork, and most states are, transferable. Right. So if I go to another state, there's rules. So I'm coming up with this whole app list of rules, because if you go to Louisiana and to another state with your Louisiana paperwork and you register here, you might go to another state and it might say, okay, but you have to do this. It can't be this. It can only be this amount.
And that's what I had
So
to do.
there's different rules for different states, but most of the time those cards or the registry is transferable no matter where you go. or, able to get renewed. But I suggest anyone or everyone that has a medical issue, get the medical card.
100%.
100%.
So when I came down from New York, I had my medical, and they actually do give you a card in New York.
Yeah.
So that's why I actually got my first. But when I came down here, they wouldn't, this is set 2017.
Yeah.
So it's been a few years, but they wouldn't transfer it then. I had to go through all of the steps. But again, that saved my life because it got me into the doctors that actually did the last few of my surgeries and took me from being a marionette type of back to working 60 hours and being able to stand on my own 2 feet, get off of Social Security and work.
Right.
So now it's time, though, to make it so I can work longer and stay thriving longer.
And that's the thing, the quality of life. That's what we're looking at.
Yep.
Improving our quality of life.
All right, man. So quickly, before we get out of here, any positive words of encouragement to my listeners out there, to anybody going through some issues?
My positive words is to keep God first, of course. God will let you know if you commune with God. God will let you know what you need to do. We're just here to give confirmation and give you the tools. So highsocietynola.com is the website, and I'm your girl, Janika.
Love it. So Sonia Milliman, and we're just in it for the fight. You can reach me and catch me, Sonia Milliman, Sonia Jean Milliman, across the board. If you're into really, really fighting justice, please get a hold of us.
All right, man. This has
Thanks,
been
Ryan.
Conversations with Ryan Richardson on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com. Peace and love. See you next week in New Orleans. Same time, same place, same bad channel. And remember, healing and recovery start with you. I love you, New Orleans. Peace.
Love y'all.
Love you.
WBOK online at WBOK1230.com.